Okay, in this lesson, we need to make it so that when you die, you either get to keep playing or get to a game over screen. You don't want the game to just keep going after your character dies. So, let's go to O-stats. We're going to create a new variable called lives. Start with 3, pretty classic. Be an integer. And let's go into the ship, and we're going to step event. So you know what, we can do this pretty easily. So if HP equals is net less than or equal to 0, instance destroy. Let's go into the make a destroy event. We could also add explosions here, which we'll do eventually, but right now we're just gonna say if O_stats.lives greater than 0, instance create layer x. Let's just say -16. Room width divided by 2. Instances O layer. And in our create event, let us. Right now we can take damage. We need to create we just take damage no matter what. So if 4 enemies hit you at once at the same time, you just die instantly. We want to give our characters just a little bit of invincibility when you get hit. So we're going to say can hurt, is our variable here. That is going to be a boolean set to, we're going to leave it at false for now. So, you know, we'll turn it to true because it's not going to start off with, no wait, we're going to leave it false. And in the create event, let's say alarm 1 equals 260. You get a full second. And we'll create alarm 1. Say can hurt equals true. And now, instead of just saying that we lose a hit point when we run into an enemy, we're going to say if can hurt equal to true. Now you take damage. We also want it so that you look different. You want to know exactly when you are, when you can be hurt and when you cannot be hurt. So we'll say image alpha equals 0.5, and in alarm 1 we'll say image alpha equals. So you're going to be kind of transparent. You're going to be, so a little ghost-like, you're only going to have half your opacity. So you're going to be kind of see-through when you first start the game off, or anytime that you come to life, and you're going to be invincible for at least a full second. So let's test that out real quick. See how, like, when you start, you're kind of black and white, or you kind of just transparent? If we take damage, do anything. Not. We still take damage? Yeah, you can still take damage. What we need to do is reset. When you run into an enemy, this needs to say can hurt equals false now, and alarm 1 equals 60. So now we become invincible after we first take damage. Right? Huh. Not quite how I imagined it happened. And if you notice, we also have a couple of afterburners. That's not right. Life. Okay, so there's a few things we need to deal with. On destroy, we're going to say instance destroy O afterburner. But we need to check to make sure it exists first. just as a precaution. Otherwise, the game could crash. I say if ostats.lives is greater than 0. Right now, it should be at 3. Oh, right. Because when we are destroyed, we need to say ostats.lives minus equal 1. We forgot to do that part. We forgot to actually make it so that you lose a life when you die. So that's why we were able to keep regenerating. In the create event, it will create, say, we'll just call the variable. We're going to destroy the afterburner variable. We're going to reduce our lives by 1. And then we're going to say if there's more than 0 left, we can create a new one. I'm going to x minus 16 just means 16 pixels back from the spot we're at. So we want to start at, we'll just start at like the back. Like it'll be kind of down here. 16 pixels to the right, halfway down the screen, where we'll start. Can hurt should not be. Should be there, and after 1 second, it should make it can get hurt, and the opacity goes. Running and taking damage should do the same thing, where can hurt equals false. There's what I forgot to do. Image alpha equals 0.5. Forgot to set that. So we were actually invincible, it just couldn't tell. Right now. So lots of firepower. Take some damage, take some damage. See, I only took damage once, so for 2 enemies, but I only took damage once because I was still invincible during that time. I started off lower than I could have. Yeah, it's starting me off at the bottom. So now my lives are at 0. I'm not created anymore. So that's good, that's good. So now this is where we put a game over. We'll do that here next time. For now, let's just see if we've got everything else. Oh, because I did room width. It's supposed to be room height divided by 2, silly me. Alright, so now let's just double check, make sure this works, and then we'll do the game over screen next. Make sure I can die 1. Boom. Start off right there in the back. Start off with your standard shot. There we go. Alright, thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next one.